Hello, everyone. It's 11:03. We're on. It's happening. I'm going to get a little something to drink because my mouth is dry, dry. By the way, these are my favorite. You can't tell by that swallow, but these are my favorite probiotic drinks. They've really helped kind of reset my gut. I had a little bit of something last week, so this has been really helpful to me. They have kefir or kefir, however you say it. That is water kefir, and there's tons of probiotic cultures in here, and it's sweetened with stevia leaf. So anyway, I love these a lot. I'm going to go ahead and share this on my personal Facebook page so that people can get connected to us and hear what we're going to talk about today. Let's see here. More than Lupus. Let's share this. Hi, all. Thanks for joining. If you or someone you know has lupus, hi. Hey, Naomi, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. in a couple weeks. I'd love to see you. If you or someone you know has lupus, please watch and share. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to be there for the American College of Rheumatology Summit that's happening. And the dates, I keep forgetting because I've got so much going on. I'll be there the 16th through the 19th, which will be, I'm super excited. And my family's coming with me because they've never been to DC before. And since I've been to DC, they're going to do some stuff while I'm in the conference, and then we'll meet up afterwards. So if you're free at all, let me know. I'd love to see you. Hello, everyone. As people start to log in, don't forget to share this on your personal Facebook page. That's what I just took a moment to do. It's so good to be back with all of you. It is Monday. It's October 21st. I can't even believe that. It's pouring rain outside. My hair is a little frizzy craziness, so it just keeps getting larger with the rain. But anyway, man, does time fly by. I can't even believe it. I hope you guys are all well today and that you had a good weekend. I've got some fun stuff to cover today. I'm so glad you're here joining us. And please don't forget to share this so other people can get connected to this great information. I'm not going to lie, I'm still a little bit in recovery mode for my trip last week to Mexico. I mentioned last week that I actually felt really well when I was in Mexico because of my Raynaud's and also my Sjogren's. I actually do pretty well in humidity. It's not the case for everybody. Everyone's a little bit different, but for me, I do really well in humidity. But coming back, oh my goodness, my nose, my eyes, my skin has just been freaking out. And I'm back to that feeling of losing circulation in my fingertips, and which is, super fun. But it's just crazy to think how much barometric pressure and climate alone can impact your disease so much. No joke, I've already had 2 bloody noses this week. Fun times, right? Yeah. It could also have been from the plane, because that plane recycled air is a person with Raynaud's syndrome's with Sjogren's syndrome, Raynaud's too, but Sjogren's syndrome's worst nightmare is being on a plane with recycled air, right? And I'm usually more prepared. I have a saline nose gel and I have Vaseline that I usually put up my nose and my lips and to help, counteract the dry air. But I totally forgot to do that on the ride home. But it leaves me wondering, kind of, anyone out there who's watching this now, streaming this later, what are your travel must-haves that really work well for you? Like, what are your must-haves? You don't go anywhere unless you have this. I brought my own pillow this time on this trip, and that really was helpful. So please write them in the comment box. message us. I want to know, because we do have a travel blog, and if there's certain things that you think are just really amazing, let us know and we'll add those to the travel blog. So I'm very interested in all of that. Okay, let me introduce myself. If you're new, my name is Kelly, and I am the creator and executive director of the Portland-based nonprofit More Than Lupus. And if you're joining for the first time, More Than Lupus is an inclusive community designed by lupus patients to connect, to grow, and hopefully inspire you throughout the peaks and the valleys of your lupus journey. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I do this every time just to remind myself and hopefully remind you that you are more than a sum of everything that is wrong with you. And I use that in air quotes because that's not truly how I feel. But I am really into music. I love dance. I love design. I love poetry. I love writing. I love a good podcast. I love a good conversation. I love a good book. I read Lighter by Young Pueblo. And then I also read The Language of God, which is a science and faith book, while I was on vacation. I love both those. Love reading. I love a good podcast. I love a good conversation. I love trying new restaurants. I love learning about different cultures. I love the show Only Murders in the Building. I love connecting with people. And yes, I happen to have lived with systemic lupus erythematosus and multiple lupus overlap conditions since the age of 11. And I've navigated this illness for most of my life. And I can't tell you everything that will help you and that has helped me will help you, or everything that's hurt me will hurt you. But I'm here to listen. I'm here to validate. I'm here to share my experience and hopefully provide a safe space for you to share yours. And before I go any further, let me give you a brief disclaimer, since I tend to get ahead of myself and then lupus fog, I forget to do the disclaimer. So I just want to make sure I cover my bases here. The More Than Lupus Facebook Lupus Life Support Chat is aimed to be a positive and open space where you can both give and receive support and encouragement from others. I am not a doctor. We are not doctors here, medical professionals at More Than Lupus. We connect and work with professionals, but we do not give medical advice or diagnose the symptoms that you are having. What we can do is provide you with information that you can, in turn, take back to your doctors and hopefully have an open and honest conversation about what is the best course of action for you in your unique, one-of-a-kind lupus journey. Additionally, this group is intended to provide support and encouragement to those who know someone living with lupus or a lupus overlap condition. If you do not fall into these two categories, this is not the right chat for you. You will see sometimes people come in here, I just block somebody. Get in here for the wrong reasons. I see it, I block it, I delete it, and all you have to do is refresh your page and it will go away. Don't spend any of your precious energy engaging in things that you know shouldn't be here. Please keep all comments positive, and any inappropriate material will be deleted. My mouth is so dry. I'm having a hard time talking. My apologies. And I also just want to remind everyone to share. The more you care, the more you share, the more other people are aware. So please take a moment and share this chat on your personal Facebook page so other people can get connected to the More Than Lupus community, which provides support and educational resources and lots of safe spaces to share. Updates, our pilot program, Lupus Lifts, is up and in full swing. I'm reapplying for this grant, so hopefully we'll get approved so we can continue this program of providing free rides to those living with lupus and their support people to accommodate the many places and spaces one needs transportation to if you have lupus. 1 in 5 adults with limited resources forego healthcare because of transportation barriers, and that is 2.5 times more difficult when systemic lupus is combined with lupus nephritis. Please do not hesitate to reach out for us. These are here for you to use. Do not say, oh, I feel like other people are more deserving of this. No, this is tailored for More Than Lupus community members. Please reach out. It is there for you to use. So Hispanic Heritage Month just ended on the 15th, and we had a great collaboration with Aurinia Pharmaceuticals that featured Dr. Geraldino, who is the assistant professor and director of the Lupus Clinic at Columbia University. So, no big deal, right? She was wonderful. It's up on our YouTube. It's also on our Facebook page. It was a highly watched program. So thrilled about that. We had a really nice engagement. The majority of the people who are followers of More Than Lupus are from Mexico City. So it was in Spanish, and we had a bilingual intro and a bilingual Q&R, which is a question and response session at the end. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. Also, make sure you check out morethanlupus.com. We've got lots of blogs. I'm formatting a blog today that was written by a follower of ours. So please check them out. We've got the lupus and chronic pain one that's up. We've got Beyond Brave. We're going to do, there was one that I was going to put together too. I'm going to take some of today's information about health literacy and I'll put that into a blog. That's what it was. So lots and lots of stuff happening, right? So I hope you enjoy it. Check that out. Feel free to just peruse. We've got all sorts of topics there on morethanlupus.com, everything from lifestyle to lupus symptoms to mental health to exercise, meditation. Naomi has written a few blogs for us that are wonderful. And if you're interested in writing a blog, we are always open to that. We want to give you the opportunity to amplify your voice and your story if you want to share it. The opportunity is there. So please let us know about that too. All right, I'm going to create a little banner here, and then we're going to get going on our subject today. Okay, health literacy awareness month. There's health literacy. I'll just do that. I'll just do that. That's fine. Hopefully that doesn't have any typos in it because I was typing that very fast. So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, and I did a little Facebook story, today is going to be a time where we reflect on and talk about health literacy, because October is Health Literacy Awareness Month. So today's information was pulled by me from the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, the Lupus Foundation of America, and lupus.net. Those were the three main sources of information that I pulled from today. If you would like the source quotes and also links, I'm happy to send those to you as well. Actually, here's one right here. Bye-bye. So I'm going to put that here. There's a lot of data I'm pulling today. So let's just get started. Lupus is a chronic illness that affects multiple organs and can require extremely advanced therapies. And they're always trying to invest in more research to peel back the layers of this incredibly complex onion, which is lupus, right? Because it's a complex illness, people with lupus need to have a level of understanding to manage their illness. And that, if I could put it as simple as I can, is what health literacy is. Oops, I didn't put it in the right spot here. Here's your little data. Health literacy is having an understanding about your body and what is going on in your body. The CDC defines health literacy as the ability to find, to understand, and to use information and services to inform health-related decisions and actions for yourself and potentially for others if you're a caretaker. In other words, health literacy refers to a person's mental ability to read and comprehend health information, to then interpret and comprehend the health information instructions and the symbols and the charts and the diagrams that you're shown and maybe on your lab results, then to apply those health data, that information to your own life, and to look at it and weigh the risks and the benefits, the side effects versus the rewards, and then to make that decision, that shared decision making skill with your medical team or health professional and take action. That is health literacy from beginning to end. It also can include, I mentioned charts and symbols and diagrams, right? It can include numeracy, which is the ability to understand and use numbers in daily life. So that's a part of health literacy as well. So why does this matter? Well, obviously, it seems pretty clear that you want to be able to understand your body. You want to be the expert in your body to be able to effectively communicate when something is off, when you know something is not okay. You need to be able to have the words, the vocabulary to effectively communicate with whomever you're coming in contact with that may be treating you. Because if there's a failure to communicate what's going on in your body and you don't have the words and you don't know how to understand and convey that, you will have trouble getting seen, getting heard, getting the right treatment. And that can affect your quality of life. That can even cause early mortality. According to the Center for Disease Control, nearly 9 out of 10 adults have trouble understanding and using personal and public health information when it includes unfamiliar or complicated language. There was a 2020 study by the United Health Group that found that improving health literacy saves $25 billion a year. So not only does it improve your own quality of life, but it saves the economy money. Improved health literacy can also prevent 1 million hospital visits. And you know how much those hospital visits cost. You know how they get you with every Advil, with every Tylenol, everything is just so ridiculously expensive when you have to go to the ER, when you have to go to the hospital. So improving your health literacy has been shown to prevent 1 million hospital visits per year. There was another recent study that was published in this August in 2024, that examined the associations between health literacy with patient-reported outcomes and SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus, disease activity, and damage. And findings show, this was from the Lupus Foundation of America, findings showed that limited health literacy remains a critical social determinant of health. I'm going to get back to that in just a second. And is negatively associated with multiple clinical outcomes for people with systemic lupus. So just to pause there and define what a social determinant of health is. Okay, so social determinants of health, you may have heard this is kind of a buzz thing to talk about, right? There's a reason why it's a buzz thing to talk about, because it's very, very, very important. Social determinants of health, include income inequality, low socioeconomic status, poor physical and social environment. Those are all what we call social determinants of health that negatively impact health, especially amongst racial and ethnic minorities in these types of groups. Social determinants are considered avoidable, unfair, and can be remedied. And these health disparities can affect health and functioning and quality of life for these community groups. Okay, but it's a vicious cycle. One of the other studies I read was recently a group of 267 Black women living with active systemic lupus enrolled in a lupus self-management program, and they were examined. And each woman completed surveys and assessments to evaluate their lupus disease activity and damage. Patient activation, which was behavior and engagement in managing one's health and healthcare, self-efficacy, patient doctor communication, and quality of life. Now, this is the interesting part. Researchers found that 33% of the group had limited health literacy. These women were the women that had the limited health literacy were significantly more likely to have worse patient-reported and clinical outcomes, including lower patient activation, which means patient compliance, lower self-efficacy, higher anxiety, increased likelihood of depression, which was about 2.5 times higher than the rest of the group, and higher lupus disease activity and damage compared to those who had adequate health literacy. That's not even high health literacy levels. It was just adequate. The results of this study suggest that health literacy is crucial. I'm not being hyperbolic here. In clinical care, health care providers should and must use patient-focused language and clear communication, and sometimes that includes an interpreter, when discussing treatment plans and medications and lab results and testing with their patients. Further research obviously is needed to explore effective strategies to improve this and understand the long-term impact and outcome for people with systemic lupus who have these social determinants of health and how to improve that. But it's really interesting that the Lupus Foundation of America has a committee to addressing health disparities, and they're really diving into this, and I appreciate their work, and I appreciate all that they've done to share this research with us to raise awareness about alarmingly low health literacy levels. Even people who read well and are comfortable with basic numbers and graphs and charts can have low health literacy levels. Like most people, they may be scared or confused or be triggered when faced with a serious illness. Their emotions and their nervous systems may, bypass their rational thinking, and they may just want to not even delve in because they're afraid. People's own fragility can stop them from investing in learning about their bodies and their health. Quite frankly, I think a lot of that happened during COVID, if I can be candid. People who were so afraid to hear the data and didn't want to wear a mask because they didn't want to face it. And these were intelligent people, educated people, people who had strong faith, and they just were like, nope, not going to go there. And so it was the fear of understanding our own fragility that made people angry at other people wearing masks. It was a commitment to ignorance. It was an unconscious incompetence where people just refused to listen and hear the data, the science, which was not politically driven. It just was the data. So that happens with illnesses now too, and even with lupus. Some people flee, some people delve in, and some people flee. And that can help increase, unfortunately, low levels. That's a weird way to say that, Kelly. It increases health Strike that, reverse it. It decreases health literacy when you do not want to invest in understanding what's happening in your body. You may have trouble understanding statistics. You may not want to know what your labs mean and how your labs work and what the graphs say and the trends of your numbers. You may be embarrassed to ask for clarification in a doctor visit. You may feel there's a power differential, and so you don't feel comfortable asking for clarification. All of that can contribute to lower levels of understanding, which are low levels of health literacy. Health literacy, though, is important for many reasons to have a grasp on the understanding of the disease, because you will be faced with understanding at some point or numerous points in your journey with your illness, health-related educational material, using medical tools such as thermometers, oximeters, blood pressure monitors. Even some people who have steroid-induced diabetes will have to understand glucose monitors. You'll have to be able to sometimes inject yourself at home if you're on Benlysta, methotrexate. You'll have to know what are safe numbers for you, what your baseline is. There are things that you will have to be able to do. You will have to be able to step up. You'll have to be able to understand prescription labels, interactions. You'll have to be able to have a basic understanding of what your labs mean, managing medicine, dosing, timing. All of those things require a basic level of health literacy. And according to all these studies that I mentioned, when people with lupus have limited health literacy, they report worse outcomes and more severe disease activity. One last thing, there was another study that was highlighted that I was looking at earlier this morning that showed their research among people with lupus shows that health literacy plays a key role in shaping trust with one's rheumatologist. I thought this was really fascinating. It's right here. Let me see if I can, yep, here we go. Take a read when you have a moment. So health literacy is defined as the degree to which individuals have the capacity to obtain, process, and understand basic health information and services needed to make appropriate health decisions. Researchers looked at health literacy data from 362 people with lupus and assessed how different forms of health literacy were associated with trust in one's own physician and in physicians in general. And they did 3 different levels. They had functional health literacy, which is the ability to read or understand the instructions or leaflets or pamphlets from healthcare providers, hospitals, and pharmacies. Then communicative health literacy, this is the ability to extract and then communicate health information with doctors or your family. And then critical health literacy is the ability to critically analyze health information and use it to make the best informed decisions. So among these participants in this study that I read earlier today, functional health literacy scores tended to be the highest. So that was the idea that you can somewhat understand the pamphlets and the website, the leaflets that are given to you by your doctors, your pharmacists, or your other specialists, right? Higher functional health literacy scores were associated with greater trust in one's own physician. And higher communicative health literacy scores were linked with more trust in both one's own physician as well as doctors overall. Interestingly, higher critical health literacy scores were associated with lower trust in physicians generally, but not lower trust in one's own rheumatologist. Isn't that fascinating? People who trust their healthcare providers have been shown to demonstrate good medication adherence, disease self-management, and favorable disease outcomes. This latest study suggests that by adapting their communication to match each patient's health literacy level, physicians can help build more trust and promote better health outcomes in people with lupus. So this is double-sided. It's two people coming together. The doctor understands where the patient's health literacy comfortability is. So either you're at functional, communicative, or critical. Then the doctor matches the patient's level. Okay? They're not talking down to their patients, but they're appropriately assessing their needs. They've learned in this study, which I think is really fascinating, that the highest level of people seen in their office, and I'd say probably for the majority of the US, because we have alarmingly low levels of health literacy in our country, functional health literacy is where most people are at. Okay, so they have a basic understanding of their disease, basic, and they can take a pamphlet, a leaflet, a side effect medication or a website and glean a little bit of information from it. That's where most people fall. So then the doctor comes along and says, okay, I've got this information for you. Take it home, digest it. If you would like more, here is the next website. Here is the next resource. How can I help you to better understand what may be going on in your body? That's what they should do. The second level, the communicative, is the ability for the patient then to come back and communicate their concerns, their questions, their comments, to have a dialogue, which is shared decision-making between their doctors, to say, I'm not sure if that's what I want to do right now. Can you tell me about other options? If I don't like the way that medication made me feel, hi, Jill, can we try this? How do you feel about that? I read this. I saw this research. Do you think it is appropriate for me? Ask those questions. That's communicative. And that's where most of the trust is. What's interesting, when you get to a higher level of health literacy, critical health literacy, there's actually data that suggests you start questioning your other doctors a little bit more, and you trust your rheumatologist the most. So there's a little less trust in other doctors and more trust in your primary doctor who's treating your lupus, which is, for most of us, are rheumatologists. Sometimes you're nephrologists, but mostly a rheumatologist. Isn't that interesting? So it's up to then the other doctors to meet you there. I see you seem a little bit apprehensive about this. How can I answer your questions? Is there something that I could do to help you better understand why we're thinking about this, or you have questions about that? Or so that is what the healthcare provider has to do. So that's really interesting data, isn't it? I love that stuff. So that is kind of health literacy in a nutshell. It is so important for you to become the expert in your own body. Because if you cannot convey what's going on, your doctor, whether it's a specialist or your primary care, they're going to have to somewhat be a mind reader. And they may be experts in whatever field that they studied and picked as their specialty, but you truly are the expert in your own body. And all that health literacy does is give you the vocabulary that you can say, that's what I'm feeling and that's what's causing it. And then you can use that vocabulary to communicate more effectively to hopefully increase better health outcomes and have a better quality of life. That's what you do. You had to understand that health-related educational material, those websites, those pamphlets, those leaflets, those medication side effect papers you get. You have to be able to use the tools like the blood pressure cuff, the syringe if you're giving yourself an injection, the oximeter, the nebulizer, whatever it is. You have to be able to have that knowledge, to be able to read a prescription label, to understand the side effects, to understand the counter active medications, to manage your medicines, your timing, all of those things, those require a level of health literacy. And as I mentioned, reading and understanding health information, interpreting instructions and symbols and charts and lab results. Hold on one sec. Weighing the risks and the benefits of each treatment and making decisions, and then turning that information into action, that will only help you make the most out of this illness, which can be incredibly challenging and overwhelming at times. And it is the thing to help you continue to improve your health literacy. As I mentioned at the beginning of this, 9 out of 10 adults have trouble understanding and using personal and public information when it includes unfamiliar and complicated language. Think of all the money that we could save on hospitalizations. 25 billion a year could be saved, according to the United Health Group, if we improved health literacy. $1 million in hospital visits could be prevented with improved health literacy. There are so many things that could improve if we just take the time to educate ourselves. Hopefully here, you can find information that is comprehensive and easy to understand. And if you feel there's something that we haven't addressed that you wish you would know more about and be able to have a conversation with your physician, please let us know. That's what we're here for, to see a need and fill the need. So that's what I got for health literacy today. I'm going to give you your lupus quote of the day, and then I'm going to just start at the top. We don't have a ton of comments today, but if there's any questions, any comments, any concerns, please let me know. Sorry, refresh your page. We had a few people kind of pop on here who shouldn't be here, but cancel that. I am going to give you your quote today. And of course, this is from Young Pueblo, who I just absolutely love. This is from his book, Inward. He is a poet, philosopher, modern day philosopher, very powerful person who speaks a lot about self-awareness, and I love it. I read Lighter when I was on vacation, and I love that book. I highly recommend it. And it says this, I'm going to put this here so you can follow along. It's so good. So good. You have walked through fire, survived floods, and triumphed over demons. Remember this the next time you doubt your own power. You have walked through fire, survived floods, and triumphed over demons. Remember this the next time you doubt your own power. Remember this the next time you doubt your own power. When we go through these difficult times with our illness, we can think, oh, here we go again. Or we can think, I don't think I have it in me. This is so hard. But just stop. Stop and remember your survival rate for getting through your hardest days with your illness so far is 100%. And that is a pretty good odds that you're going to survive and you're going to get through it. So keep going. Conquer by continuing. Remember your own power. Remember who you are. Who you are. You have the power, and not to get all metaphysical on you, you have the power of the universe in you. You are made of stardust, my friend. Yeah, it may suck right now. I'm sorry for the language. It may be really hard right now. And it may not even be your lupus that's taking you down. It could be family stuff. It could be financial. It could be work related. It could be someone else's health. And you're having to be a caretaker while you're trying to just get by with your own illness. Whatever it is, remember your power. Remember what's inside of you. Remember your survival rate for getting through your toughest days is 100% so far. You've got this. You've got this. It is hard, and it is okay to say it's hard. If you're not okay, it's okay to say you're not okay. I wish we didn't have to survive so much all the time. I wish we didn't have to go through the fire and walk through the floods and trip over those friggin' dogs barking at our feet all the time. I wish that wasn't the case. No one said life is easy. There's this quote from The Princess Bride, and I love it so much. He says, life is pain. Anyone who says differently is selling something. We cannot avoid it. Pain is the price we pay for being alive. And it's hard, and it's messy, and it's exhausting. And you're just like, why? Why is this death by 1,000 paper cuts? It's hard. But you are stronger still. You are more powerful than any temporary setback, any fire that you've got to put out right now. You will get through it. You will. I wish you didn't have to go through it, but we're all just doing our best to survive. And hopefully along this journey, we can find a little bit of humor, some beauty in the ashes, some strength, some empathy, some moments of self-awareness where we can look at ourselves and go, I am strong. I am so flipping proud of myself. I've been through some stuff. And look at me. I did it. I'm here. I am here. There's that song from The Color Purple. It's like, I'm here. I survived. And it doesn't matter what people think. You are a creation of the universe that's designed to shine your light. So shine it. Even when it's really dark. Even when it's so dark. And you think, there are no lights on. It's so dark. What am I supposed to do? And then you got to remember that you're the freaking flashlight. You're the light. You're the light. So shine on, my friends. Shine on. Whoa, I don't know where that came from, but that felt like someone needed to hear it, and it just came out of me. So I'm sorry if that got a little bit into the philosophical weeds there, but you just never know. Hello, hello. Hi, so good to see you today. Hi, Carrie, how are you? Were you at a wedding or did someone get married? Did I see something like that? Or am I thinking somebody else? Oh, yes, I'd love to. Let's email, okay? We'll figure it out. Okay, this is the link to one of the studies that I talked about. And then this is a link to the other study I talked about. As I mentioned, I was quoting from the CDC today, Lupus Foundation of America, and lupus.net. And hello, Jill. And that is the quote. Write that down, hypothetically tattoo it on your arm. And thank you. That's great. That's awesome. By the way, this is such a good book, guys. If you are needing a little boost with body positivity, and because sometimes our illness can just make us feel really low and bad about ourselves, this is such a flipping great book. Highly recommend it. If you want one that really discusses body image with chronic illness, but has a little bit more of a spiritual undertone, this is a great one too. My Body and Other Crumbling Empires. This one, not so much with it's really just body image resilience, relatable to everyone who has felt less than, objectified, judged, or critical about their body. Is just so good. So I can't recommend that book enough. And then, of course, my fave, Dr. Amy Kenny, My Body is Not a Prayer Request. I quote from this quite a bit. A wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book. I love it so much. So those are my book recs today. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. I am pretty tired, so my mouth is dry as a bone. So I'm going to log out, but stay tuned. We've got some blogs coming your way this week. And make sure you check out all of our stuff on morethanlupus.com, and also our website for our new blogs. Our latest educational event is on YouTube, and on YouTube we've got a ton of stuff. We've got our butterfly beauty, lifestyle tutorials. We have all of our symposiums from the past. We have some lupus live chats. We've got tons of stuff there, so check it out, and I will see you all next week. Okay? Hope you have some yummy pumpkin spice muffins or a pumpkin spice latte today, or some chili and cornbread with honey, because it's getting chilly and rainy and foggy out there, just in time for Halloween. So, oh, and then also don't forget to carve your More Than Lupus pumpkins too. We like to do that too. We call it carving for a cause. So I'll be posting about that this week as well. Okay, so take care, guys, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye for now.